Hi, it's Ryan from Nights Around a Table. It's early in the morning. I have a quick couple minutes for an unboxing. Here's something you might not know about me. I don't have a studio. I shoot out of my basement, and I can only do it when my family is out of the house. So they're noisy. Rio Grande Games was kind enough to send along this copy of Beta Colony. I say beta. If you're British, you might say beta. If you're American, you might think that I'm British. I'm not, I'm Canadian, so I say Beta Colony, and that is the sum total of what I can tell you about this game, aside from what I've read on the back of the box. It looks interesting in that it's a space game, but it's not a 4X game. It doesn't look like you're going out and conquering planets. It's about space politics, which I thought was an interesting route to take. So let's crack it open and see what's inside. If you know me, if you've been watching the channel a little bit, you know that I like space games quite a bit. There are two prominent sections in my collection, which are space games and pirate games. And when I say I've read the back of the box, I mean I've read the box just barely. So this is, I'm going in completely fresh. Oh, box fartometer 2. Let's give it a 2. It's got that sort of really dry, almost chalky finish to the box. Not a lot of farting on those boxes. Right off the top is the board. Let's see how big the board blows out. Quite large. I can't even fit it in the shot. So there you go, kind of a muted palette of pastel colors. I don't know what's going on here, of course, but it looks like, I'm guessing these are resources. Maybe we'll find resource tokens to match those. And here, it looks like we're rolling dice to do things. I like games. I like games that are set in space. I like games that are set in space where you roll dice. So I like Tiny Epic Galaxies. I like Alien Frontiers. So that's exciting. Dice, cool, you've got me. There we go. And what else is in the box? These look kind of thin. They are, I'm assuming, player mats. Player mats for things that I don't know how to pronounce. Kigray Katidana. Are these names of people, perhaps? Kishuri, oh, this is a Japanese name and I don't know how to pronounce it, but you can bet if I do a how to play it, I'll look it up. And more very thin, just at cardstock level really, these components. And I'm guessing that these are goal cards. So 8 points if you have 6 crew not adjacent to colony centers. When you build, you may spend an additional. That's interesting that they went with punched card instead of, you know, a deck of cards. I wonder if it's because there's just so few of them and it's expensive to order a deck. If there are no other cards in the game, it's easier just to do it on these guys. That's my guess anyway. But pretty thin, pretty thin. It reminds me of Roll for the Galaxy's thin player mats. This might even be a little bit thinner. So I worry a little bit, honestly, about warping. Argus Tank Task. We found the Yankee in space. Nobody who's not American is called Tank, let's be honest. Oh, look at this. These are different colossi or monuments around the world, but this is like Big Ben, but like laser Big Ben. It's got plasma running up through the middle. And the Statue of Liberty is like the Statue of Liberty, except with green stuff around the base. Interesting. Interesting, it's like the Easter Island head statue, but he's like Tron. Do you know they have bodies? Do you know the Easter Island head statues have bodies? It's pretty freaky. It's cool. Look it up. More what I'm assuming are player mats. Chandraval, assuming the Indian player, and Owusu. I wonder if that's in an African country. I don't know enough about worldwide names to know where those hail from. The instruction booklets. Booklet. Extensive use of what? The Courier font. The instruction booklet weighs in at 12 pages, which is I mean, pretty scant comparatively to a lot of board games I own. It's hard to comment. Not a whole lot of picture examples next to the text. A few. Hard to say until you read through it and actually play whether the instruction booklet does its job well enough. Oh, a tingle of excitement. There's some exciting looking wood coming up. But in the meantime, eat your veggies. Here are the punch pieces. Bunch of hexagonal tokens. One spaceship looking thing that I'm going to assume is the first player marker. And now it's wood time. Rio Grande, I'm not a huge fan of these inserts. I really wonder if they if they partner with Broken Token or these other guys who make inserts and they're like, okay, here's the deal. We're gonna make a really crummy insert and then you make good ones and then give us a cut of the money you make. That is not probably a thing, but I just, you know, I have other games from this publisher that just have these wells. I've read that the well helps to keep the game components balanced, whether you set the game upright or on its side. But I prefer a little more design in my inserts, something that will help me, you know, pack the game up quickly and take it out and set it up quickly would be nice. But instead, we have the massive trough. We have a pack of dice and a couple of round tokens, which I will leave in the bag. And check this out. I recognize a couple of things in here. So much wood. Oh my God, dare I? They're round, they're gonna go everywhere. Whew. Holy cow, that's a lot of wood. And I just have to point out, ton of wood, no plastic baggies. All you get is this gigantic one and this small one, and it looks like there's a lot of wood to put away and nowhere to put it. I don't know about that. The first thing that caught my eye were these gigantic rocket ship tokens. I'm gonna assume one in each player color, 1, 2, 3, 4. And is this a 4-player game? Let me check the box real quick. Right, 2 to 4 players. Here are the player colors. They're nice. White, purple, blue, and black. Lovely. And then these tokens I recognize from Roll for the Galaxy. And I think that they are dumb. In Roll for the Galaxy, I think that they're dumb because you're supposed to use them to indicate your... Here, I'll turn one like that. You're supposed to use them to indicate your money level. And this is not shaped like money. This is shaped like a dude, maybe with a space helmet. I think that's what the round head is supposed to be. I'm not too sure. I don't know my history of board games well enough to know the very first place that that cut was used. But it doesn't make sense in Roll for the Galaxy. If it were to represent a person here in this game, that might make a little bit more sense. So fingers crossed. Weirdly, some dice are in the dice bag, some dice are in the gigantic bag. I don't know what the difference is between them. They couldn't fit everything in the one bag. Some of the tokens have metallic paint on them. So here are some cylinders in gold, and here is a squatter fatter cylinder in silver. What else is in here? And then some cubes. And a lot of these red dowels as well. That's it. That is the sum total of what you get in the box for Beta Colony. I will get it to the table, I'll play it, and then I'll tell you what I think of it in a Find the Fun video, or I'll show you how to play it in a How to Play video. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe, and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.